Hey, it's Ben here, and I just wanted to share something today. And I've kind of failed on my, not failed, but I've haven't been doing video every day, but I'm committed to continuing this journey. Even if I don't do it every day, it might be every other day or something like that. But anyway, today I just wanted to focus on something significant that I've learned. It's really transformed again my idea around vegetarianism, and because I've been sort of quite committed to having a pretty solid vegetarian diet, especially for the last 10 years, but there's been significant challenges along the way. It hasn't been that straightforward. So I've always continued to learn more about, okay, what's going on? Why is this not working? Or what's not right about this? And one of the things I learned recently is I actually had my hair analysed to try and figure out what was missing. And one of the key things that I learned, which I've transformed recently, is that minerals, they work together. Minerals in our body, they work in unison together. So if one's out of balance, so one is very significantly higher than the other, so we might have a lot of foods that is high in one mineral, then the other one's going to be it's going to counteract and be basically just go right down, so they'll go out of balance. And one of the things that I learned, and from a vegetarian diet, which is quite common, which I didn't realise, was that vegetarian foods tend to be very low in zinc, and what I learned is copper and zinc work together, and having very high copper levels in your high mineral, a lot of copper in your system, in your body, the impact of that is that there's certain character traits that have, when you've got something out of balance, you develop certain characteristics. And one of the characteristics that I realised was that copper, excess of copper, high copper, you develop very childlike behaviour, very head in the sky behaviour, and just not really grounded. And so zinc is actually a very grounding mineral, whereas copper can kind of send your head in the clouds. But that's just like the very basic idea. But what I'm saying is that if there's something not quite right, then quite often it's down to the minerals being out of balance, and certain minerals, a depletion of certain minerals will have certain characteristics in our behaviour, which is quite fascinating to me. And one of the things that I learned from my hair mineral analysis is I had low zinc, and so that's why meat eaters, like lots of meat, is generally very high in zinc. And because I was doing loads of exercise, which you really need a lot of zinc, have a lot of zinc in your diet, because zinc is the precursor for testosterone. And so quite a lot of guys who don't have enough zinc in their diet don't have enough testosterone, and therefore, they're just kind of a bit kind of floppy and floppy. Well, that's not really a technical term, but you get the picture, right? So one of the things that I have figured out, and this is quite, like a lot of people think that it's quite a radical thing to have, but one of the things that I've got now is I bought some Polyrhacus mountain ants, and so that's the reason why I have ants. So I just stick them in my food, like a teaspoon a day, and the difference that it's made has been awesome. Like the amount of become a lot more grounded, a lot more energy again, and it's just a lot more kind of quite, I can exercise and push a bit harder as a result of having that. So yeah, just a tip today, just to kind of observe that not all vegetarians, you've got to watch out, especially vegetarians. You're dedicated to your health, and you require a lot of testosterone, or you've got a kind of lifestyle that requires a lot of testosterone, then you've got to be careful and not to get excess. A lot of vegetarian foods have a lot of very high in copper as a result of things like avocados and a lot of the alkalian diets which are promoted, or as being very healthy and being great for your lifestyle, very high in copper. So and the other vegetarian sources of zinc, things like pumpkin seeds, but you have to have about 6 handfuls in order to get the amount, whereas I just have a teaspoon of ants, and that resolves the problem and gets you bang on the money. So it really helps to get things rolling again. So there's a little tip for today. Thanks very much, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.